Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, make sure to subscribe because the bills don't get paid for themselves. Help us out. For today's video, I know it has been so crazy for me. It's been so messy. I know I was supposed to upload 3 videos on Friday. I'm sorry. It's just been so crazy for me. I did a lot. So much to the point where I wasn't even able to film the 2 videos that I was supposed to upload after the one I uploaded on Saturday. It was just crazy. I was doing so much, but it's so many exciting things that I'm really happy about, and they'll be coming out within next month and the month after that. But for now, we have the first album review of 2020. So after much anticipated wait and after a long and patient hiatus, Selena Gomez has released her brand new album, Rare. Now, here's the weird thing. A lot of people say this is her 3rd album. I say this is her 6th album because I consider her first album to be Kiss and Tell, like way back in the day in 2010 when she was Selena Gomez in the scene. Like, I think of that as her whole discography, not just, you know, Stars Dance, Revival, and Rare. I'm like, Kiss and Tell, A Year Without Rain, When the Sun Goes Down, Stars Dance, Revival, then Rare. That's how I picture her discography to be. So for me, this is her 6th album, and it took a while. This is the longest she's ever taken in releasing a record, and I'm gonna get into it all here. I've got quite a few notes here. If you are a die-hard fan of Selena, I do not recommend watching this video, but also I should let you guys know that I have been a fan of hers since I was probably 10 years old. So I've been a fan of her for half of my life. So can't really say much here, but this is just my own opinion. This is what I feel. What you feel might be different, and guess what? That's okay. So without further ado, let's get on to the review. So as I said, it's her first album in 4 years. And in 4 years, you know, a lot can change in a person's life. A lot can change in their philosophies in life and their way of living and what they think about the world and what they think about people and just how they feel in general. A lot can change, and a lot definitely changed within those 4 years for her. I mean, she was under just constant public scrutiny from former relationships. She was traumatized by it. She had a emotional breakdown and she was in rehab for a few times, and then on top of that she was battling with lupus and she had a kidney transplant as well. I think it was during 2017, and so a lot has happened, and I definitely consider her a warrior as a human being in general because she's gone through a lot in such a short amount of time, and she's still been able to come back into the spotlight regardless of anything that has happened. So I applaud her for that. I applaud her for being really strong. I applaud her for being very courageous, and I applaud her for not letting the down parts of her life get her down entirely. So I applaud her and I respect her for that. However, this record is a huge departure from Revival. It is very different. It is, you know, sonically different. Her vocals are also a lot more different. It's styled in a much more different way as well. It sounds nothing like Revival, which is something that I absolutely love. I love when somebody takes a long time in between records and you can tell that there has been growth, that there has been involvement within that time, and I love that and I appreciate that so much. You can tell a sense of growth and maturity within the record. I think she definitely, within those past 4 years, obviously she's been writing and recording a lot, and you know, you can tell that she found her sound and she found her voice, especially with this record. None of the songs feel like they're too forced. None of the songs feel like they're not her. None of the songs feel disingenuous. Everything feels organically like a Selena Gomez song, and that's quite a big thing for me to say because it lets me know that she's been able to find her voice within the music industry. She's been able to, you know, pinpoint and what works great with her vocal range, what works great with her vocal capabilities, and she's been able to master it and perfect it with this record, and I applaud her for that. I also applaud all of the writers and producers who were involved in this album. That is one thing about Selena, is that she doesn't, within this whole record, there isn't one song that is self-written by her. She is a co-writer for every single song, and there's a few producers within the whole record as well, so I applaud them as well. I think they did an incredible job in helping her find her voice as well. Now, within the contents of the record, I definitely feel like it is very sensual. It is also open. I also feel within this whole record, I feel like she is in touch with her femininity. I also feel like there is a sense of freedom within this record that Revival was lacking. I think this record just feels fresh. It feels like there is some kind of openness that just comes naturally to her. And it feels sensual as well. There's obviously songs that are a little more sensual, that are a little more centered around love and sexuality as well. And also I think that this album is also very cohesive. I will say that this album is cohesive and well put together at the same time, because there have been times before where I have reviewed an album and yes, it is cohesive, but it isn't well put together. It's cohesive and it sounds like it was rushed, and it sounds like they were essentially recording the whole record in one take, and it just doesn't sound good. This record sounds cohesive, it sounds well put together. There's a slight sense of versatility within every single song, because I will say that, you know, it isn't the most versatile record you've ever heard, but there is some kind of versatility. The only thing is that it's really small. Also, I do want to give one critique. I feel like some of the songs do have lackluster lyrics. I feel like, you know, repetition, it's okay in a song, but then it gets to a point where it just sounds like they didn't have anything else to write, and that's how I feel about one or two of the songs. But for my personal opinion, I just felt like there could have been a little more added into some of the choruses. I feel like just repeating the same line 3 or 4 times as a chorus for a song, which a chorus is the pivotal point in an entire song, I just didn't know if that was the smartest thing to do. So I would have rewritten some, if I were in charge of this album, I would have rewritten some of the lyrics and some of the choruses. The other thing is that there is no slow moment within the whole record. Like, there really is not a single slow moment. I think the only slow moment within the whole album is Lose You to Love Me, which obviously was the first single of the album, and that was a ballad. That is the only ballad there is in this record. There is no other ballads in this record. There is no other slow moment, and I will say that because there is no other slow moment, this record runs at its own pace. However, I do feel like there should have been a few rearrangement of some of the songs. I feel like it could have felt more stronger. It could have felt more powerful had there been some songs tracked a little bit lower than other songs. I feel like Lose You to Love Me would have been the perfect way to end the record. I really do feel so. I feel like it could have been the perfect way to end the record, or it could have been the perfect way to start the record. Because I feel like, you know, that final line in that song is, now this chapter is closed and done, and it's goodbye, goodbye for us. I feel like that would have been an incredible way to either end the record or start the record. And I would have felt like it was more powerful. I would have felt like it was more stronger than how I feel it is right now. There's 13 songs within this whole record. There is 2 collaborations within this album. One of them is Crowded Room with Black, and the other one is Sweeter Place with Kid Cudi, and I definitely feel like these collaborations go really well together. I feel like both of their voices just, you know, are in tune and in touch with each other beautifully. I think they were made incredible. I absolutely love the duets that they are in this record. I think they just come off even stronger than if they were just her alone, and I just think that's amazing. For me personally, some of the standout songs in this record are Look at Her Now, Ring, Kinda Crazy, A Sweeter Place, Crowded Room, and Vulnerable. I absolutely love Vulnerable. However, like I said, with some of the lyrics, I feel like there could have been more added into the chorus. I feel like just a little bit more oomph could have been added into the chorus, and it would have been even better, and it would have been even greater. But I still genuinely love the song, and I give the whole record an overall rating of 8.78 out of 10. Anyways, that is it for my review on Selena Gomez's new record, Rare. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Let me know what you guys think of the album in the comment section down below. I definitely would love a lot of you guys' opinions, because, you know, this is her first record in 4 years, and, you know, I applaud her. Like I said in the beginning, I do applaud her for, you know, sticking to her guns and being able to come out of the other side of the tunnel even stronger, even more powerful, and even more refreshed than before. And I respect her a lot as a businesswoman, and I respect her a lot as somebody who's grown up in the industry since she was a child. She's done so much with her career, and I applaud her for that. And this isn't the only review that I'm going to be uploading within the next 24 to 48 hours, because I've got another album review coming my way. And if you want to see that, well, then stick around and subscribe, because the bills can pay themselves. Helps us out. Give this video a thumbs up, comment down below your thoughts and opinions, and press the bell button so you get post notifications when I upload a brand new video. And I will see you tomorrow with another album review. Goodbye.